Oh, oh, O Brahma, O the limitless, let me speak the words of truth, and let me speak the words of wisdom. Let me do your work, Brahma. O the Sakshi, O the limitless, O the boundless, O the Sakshi, O the limitless, O the boundless. Let me speak your words. Universe is not rewarding you. You are rewarding yourself. Universe is not punishing you. You are punishing yourself. Whatever you put out there, universe just responding to it. Whatever you put out there, universe just responds to it. Universe, the cosmos, the Brahman, the limitless, the boundless, is not judging, is just responding to your will. Whatever your will is, आपकी अच्छा, that's what we say in Hindi, आपकी अच्छा का सम्मान करती है कुदरत, नेचर आपकी अच्छा का सम्मान करती है. I hope my Hindi is still working and I didn't chew. It says nature, which lays the rules of life, honors what your wish is. That's what at least I was trying to say, but I do not communicate in Hindi. Um, but I do not communicate. I do not communicate in Hindi for quite often during my day, and the communication that I have with others, people around me here, my family, and the people living in my household, they are all westernized and American, so I don't get to speak Hindi at all. Um, there are a few Indians around here running the convenient store. It's very convenient for them, you know. Just joking. But yeah, there are few Indians running the convenient store, but you would be surprised to know that India does not have an official language, you see, and most of the Indians prefer to speak English, if you understand. So I hope I didn't chew the phrase in Hindi. Um, the point I'm trying to make, nature, kahuna, the cosmos, the boundless, the limitless, is not punishing you, or nor it is rewarding you. We punish ourselves because there is no other, and we reward ourselves. There was a man, he was the man of some authority in the age of Gautama Buddha, the enlightened. And he had a wife who actually had a crush on Gautama Buddha, a man with authority like a Raja or Maharaja. He had a wife, and wife had crush on Gautama Buddha, or on because Gautama good looking and abandoned the his own kingdom. If you know, was Gautama Siddhartha, if you have read his biography, he was basically a prince who escaped and abandoned the materialism, the money, the authority, and because he was very wise, he knew that everything outside of myself, even my body, would run its course and would come to an end. So I must rather invest in something that would carry on and never comes to an end. So for one, so for one, so for one his quest. So for one, his quest was to find out if there is such a thing that survive afterwards, if there is such a thing which is more than my body and mind, you see. And once he found out, then he only invested in that. And when you invested in that which survives in every, which is the common denominator and survives in every situation, then you forget about everything, including the kingdom, authority, money, materialism, because these things are temporary and have very small existence in terms of time. Um, so this man of authority got jealous of Gautama Buddha because this man of Raja, or the man, had a beautiful wife who had crush on Gautama, the one who abandoned all this three-dimensional reality, which is a very narrow three-dimensional reality, which is a very, very narrow band, and he basically um, abandoned, and he was good looking, and he was very wise, extremely wise and enlightened. So Gautama, the Buddha, was manifesting the rules of attraction and the rules of manifestation. Gautama, the Buddha, enlightened. So this Maharaja in the age once approached Gautama Buddha and said, "You think you are better than all of us. You think you are better among all of us." And Buddha looked right into his eyes, and Buddha said, "I do not think that I am better among all of you. However, I know for certain that I am aware and more and much aware than you and among all of you." You see, so this game that we are experiencing in this three-dimensional reality is not about the universe, which is the ultimate, is going to acknowledge who is a sinner, because the definition of sin varies. It varies. We have one definition of sin in religious sectors. We have second definition of sin in spiritual sectors. And then the definition of sin varies from person to person. So if something is varying, obviously it's not coming from sacred. The definition of sin is not coming from sacred. However, we have talked up to you about what really it means to commit a sin. We numerous times have told you in our retreats before. So universe does not know who is a sinner. Universe does not have no zero acknowledgement who is a saint, because the definition of these terms vary. Universe only knows who is going in accord with me and who is going against It's very simple. That's the only thing. If you are aware and purely and truly aware, then it's natural you would go in accord with the universe. But if you are not aware, if you are just like an average human being that you witness, hey, is just like an average human being that you come across. I come across a lot of human beings on the regular basis, and I don't see anything special. I do not see the level of awareness is high. I have not seen that in a while. You see, this is not arrogance. This is an observation which tells me there is a lot of work that needs to be done. There is a lot of work that needs to be done on this planet Earth. A lot of work that needs to be done on this planet Earth. Anyway, moving on. This awareness I give you time to time. Today I made time specifically because I was in a state of I was in a state of meditation for last couple of hours, and when I came out I decided to deliver this. I decided to make you remember. Remember. I decided I decided to make you remember or remind you that raise your awareness, and when you raise your awareness you go in accord with the cosmos. When you raise your awareness, it's only natural that you go in accord with the ultimate, with the boundless, you see, with the eternity. When you go in accord with eternity, it seems like that you are the chosen one, but nobody is chosen one. You see, it seems like that you are the chosen one, but nobody is chosen one. You see, every one, universe is just right there. It's an endless possibility. It has no boundaries. It has no borders. Universe is an endless possibility. You see, and whatever you put out there, this endless possibility would respond to you in the same way. The entire creation came into existence on the same rule, which is also the very fundamental rule of karma. So try to raise your awareness and get rid of the suffering we humans are going through and bring the dharma of humanity up. You have a responsibility to meet. You have a job to do. You are not off the hook. So do your job as the being and try to explore yourself. The more you explore yourself truly, not somebody outside of you or not the teaching of somebody outside of you is giving you the way or showing you the way. This is how you explore yourself. No, there are small things. It's very brief facts that you can try. That's what mysticism is. Mystic sees and tries everything and tries to find out what is working for me and what is not working for me. Experiencing what I'm saying, experiencing the life firsthand. That's what I'm saying. So mystic, that's what mystic does. That's what you should do. My advice to you. Look and read wise people. Do meditation. See the reaction of all these actions. See if it is making a difference. But if you are obsessed and you have an urgency in this country, in America, sadly, everything is about urgency. You see, urgency, urgency, urgency. The next thing you know, your life is over in urgency. You see, what's the even point of, what is the point if you didn't stop or take a pause and smell the flowers? If you did not do that, if you didn't appreciate small things, you always, in America, urgency is number one, which has no point, 0 point. Yes, there are some certain situations that you have to act urgent, the urgency of time. There, I am not denying that. I do not talk to you fiction. I talk to you what your basic experience is. There is a lot of fictions being done in the name of human constructs such as religion and all that drama. I'm talking there, your basic experience. There are certain situations you gotta, but here I see just about every other human is in urgency, is in compulsion, preoccupied, not busy, but preoccupied. You talk to somebody, they'll they wouldn't even make an eye contact. They would look like in the air. Yeah, I'll be right back. Where is your life going? And I personally, I know the transition may happen in the future soon, and I am ready for it. I am not anxious. I'm not depressed. I am not tired. I like what I have. But if the transition is going to take place, then I would. My free will is Brahman's will. I have mentioned that to you before. So I would take. I would go with it. But when I look around, I do not see anything specific happening. You see, I do not see anything spatial happening around us, if you understand what I'm saying. I do not see anything specific or spatial happening. I do not see us, the human race, living in happiness all the time. I do not see that. I do not see we, the humans, are have stopped gossiping behind each other's back. I do not see that. It's all still happening. You see, so I don't see that something very miraculous or something very special happening around us. You see, I do not. That's why we are working. When I say now we are not talking about average human. I'm not saying it in any arrogance. And if you take offense, raise your awareness and become like us. Otherwise, you have zero excuse to take offense. We, the yogis, the meditators, the sannyasis, the rishis, the wise people, the dedicators are trying to bring the dharma, which is the overall dharma, the overall fitrat, the overall fitrat. I do not know. Fitrat is Hindi. I do not know what the word is. The overall, in a way, the overall nature of the karma which has been developed. You see, the overall karma and this karma, what direction and what this karma is attracting. You see. So this overall karma of humanity is not attracting for the most part. I'm not saying all the time, but for the most part, anything good. That's why we are miserable. We are always miserable. We are miserable in any situation and every situation. There are very few people who do not complain. There are. I came across numerous here in our local vicinity, and they are very peaceful. Their energies are very subsided. Energy, there are two type of things. Once you have the attachments around you, the band, that you are banded tightly in the narrow band, then that is also energy that you are totally involved in this small saga. But then there is the energy of your life that it does not have any meanings, just like Gautama Siddhartha Buddha that I was mentioning. It does not have any meaning, but energy wants to experience beyond this. And then when that happens, then in this regard, in this three-dimensional reality, narrow band, in this regard, basically the energy subsides. You see, I try not try, but I say sometimes things which are very difficult to express in words. You see, that's why I always encourage you that if you are perplexed about something, or if you or if you are you are confused about something, I encourage you to ask questions. You see, so universe is only responding, and obviously is going to be happy. Not that it's going to be happy with you, it's always happy. Happiness is your fundamental state. Universe state is also the happiness, because you and universe are not separate in all reality. But when I'm saying you and universe, it means I'm talking through the perspective. If you understand, I'm talking through the perspective of the separate self. But you and universe are not separate. You are the universe. But in this moment in time, I don't want you to get confused, because 90% during the day, because 90% of time during the day, you are perceiving this reality through the perspective, of a separate self, if you understand. That's why I'm trying to make you understand through the perspective of separate self. Because if you start perceiving the reality through the perspective of universe, then you would become enlightened. And then the when you become enlightened, it means that there are no more lessons to learn. So the whole three-dimensional reality which you are facing right now, the narrow band, and also what is coming with this three-dimensional reality, all the objects and the thoughts and the forms, everything, including your own body, because your body is also an object of your perception. Everything would dissolve then, you see, because now there is no karma. You see, then you become one with Brahman. You see, you start from Brahman, you go, you complete a circle, and then you have learned all the lessons. It is not necessary that you have learned all the lessons in one circle. Anyway, we consider the combination of all circles is one circle. So we would say you start from the Brahman, you complete the cycle, and you come back to Brahman. During this cycle, then Nama Rupa, Sanskrit, the experience of shape and the experience of form is being generated, which what you understand. So I would make you understand a rather much easier way through the example. Suppose you are a dull student, if you understand. I'm giving you two scenarios, okay? It's hypothetically to make you understand. Suppose you are a dull student. Do you know the definition? Do you know the definition of dull? Or let's try to find a substitute word. Synonym of dull. Not very sharp or not very intelligent, you see. That's not very intelligent. Suppose you are not very intelligent and rather dull student, and your teacher is not going to be happy with you, because teacher is trying to make you understand something and you are dull, and is do not consider this example as a real. You may be extremely intelligent, you may be genius, but I'm making a point, and you are dull. Is teacher has to work on you. Teacher has to work on you extra. Now, the very nature tells teacher it's automatic. The teacher is wearing off, and automatically teacher would become a little uneasy with you or agitated, because teacher has to put extra effort to make you understand, to to make you to make the knowledge sink in your skull, you see. And that's scenario number one. And the scenario number two is that you are a very sharp student, you see, that you are very sharp, extremely intelligent, your level of your intellect is very high. So what happens? The Teacher does not have to put any extraordinary effort, if you understand. Teacher does not have to put any extraordinary effort, and it's only natural the teacher would be more satisfied and happy through the natural process. So this is what happens when you are going in accord with the nature, when you are going in accord with cosmos. Its natural instinct is just to be happy, and then everything would be given to you. You would know everything that there is to know if you know, and your life would become very easy. Life is always easy. You just have not, unfortunately, you have not risen. Life is always easy, but you have not risen your awareness to acknowledge that. When you have raised your awareness to acknowledge that, then you understand that life has always been very easy for you. You see. So ponder on what I said. And how do I raise my awareness? Just about 200 retreats, the messages from sacred and divine, I have delivered on my YouTube channel. You see, go with those videos, those messages. Every single one of them would tell you one way or another that how to raise your awareness. That's what you essentially are. You take the right measures. Life, what you understand and experience, is all about managing time with your energy. It's very simple. Life is all about managing time with your energy. So and go and take the right measures. Excuse me. So go and take the right measures. So go and do meditation. You see, and sit and meditate and do Kriya Yoga, the fundamental Kriya Yoga positions I showed you not long ago. But meditation is a must. Do it and see the miraculous results. Okay? If life allows, we'll talk to you soon. I don't know when, but we'll talk to you soon.